Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle.
Mr. Rob O'Hara.
Sprite Castle.
Check, check. Hello. Let's see what we've got going on here. What is showing up in the new uploads directory? I'm waiting for this. This is this demo's in the directory of top 10 demos out right now. I'm waiting for it to do something amazing. I mean, not that it's not cool. It's almost putting me to sleep. As much as you can sleep while you're dancing. Forgot we've got a Jedi back there. Let's change that to something a little bit more Commodore appropriate. There we go. Better. Alright, well, this is ridiculous. You bore me. Move on. Oh my goodness. Look at all these people redeeming channel points. Pinback has cashed in his channel points to say, I have a lot of channel points. Well, that's true. It is I, the great spy Jack Flack, requesting an assignment. I think what we're going to do today is I had a... oh, I am in the wrong directory. I was afraid that some of my discs, I found a couple discs from my old personal collection that had gone bad or that were missing from an archive. And so I thought I'm going to look here and see if I can find some late OK Crackers discs and see if they are still in the collection in here. What is this? So these are just some... What is... Oh boy. That could be... Well, it's a random disc of Commodore graphics, but I mean, they could be bad. Let's see what this is. This is the Young Guns. No. Hey, this is interesting. This is not a game necessarily. Let's see here. This is, I don't know, Savage. I don't know what that is. This looks like a bunch of term programs that I have. Oh, boy. I just saw file names on there. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. That's the problem with, I'm scanning these, but it only shows me the top ones here. We'll keep moving on here. What is on this? PageMaker. No. FLI editor. No. These are all like utility disks. Okay, well this stuff is all still here. I'm going to have to go back a little bit in the stack and see what we have here. This is thrilling entertainment to start off with, huh? What is this? Let's get a game going. Let's find something in here. Why is this one called Load Runner? I mean, it could be because it's Load Runner. TS's Digiplayer player. What is... Yeah, like this is woman demo. That's probably not good. Yeah. Let's see what this is. What do we have here? Inferno Arson. Yeah, Zerfall, there's lots of those similar things on the Commodore 64. There were definitely some a lot of those that floated around, and it would have people's names, and then you would go in with a hex editor and change the people's names, and so they would use those as kind of insults and send those back and forth. Yeah, I've got it all cranked down right now. Mrs. Flack, doing fine. No, let's see here. It does sound a lot like the Halloween music, but one mentioned something about going back to the daily grind. I am only going into the office. I'm supposed to go back in the office twice a week, but I'm only going in once a week right now. And so, you know, it's such a weird thing. It's so weird. I'm assuming at some point I'm going to get to the game. I like watching those to a certain extent, but I think 2's my limit. Maybe 3's my limit. I mean, everything that I do at work is done on a computer. Where, Lord, maybe this is just a demo. Maybe that's all it is, just a series of demo screens. I mean, at some point, it can't. There's not going to be room left for a game, is there? Boy, you people and your loud sound, your quiet sound. It's like being a DJ. Gotta manage all these switches and turn things up and turn things down. It's like a full-time job. I hope there's a game coming. Oh. So everything I do at work is done at a keyboard, accessing computers and systems that are not located in the state I live in. Okay, this is ridiculous. I think this is just a long demo, which is fun, but that's not the point. That's not what we're doing here. What are we doing here? So when I go into work, it's just sitting in a different physical location, touching machines that are far away from me. Ooh, now this is demo OKK. Oh boy, you know what? I don't know what. There could be some language on these. So if you don't know the stories, the OK Crackers was a group that a friend of mine and I started. His name was. I'm trying to think if it was Klaatu. I think it was Klaatu first, and of course I was Jack Flack. And we decided to start this cracking group. And then we had a guy who kind of knew how to crack stuff, but a lot of it was just us, like him calling long distance and us getting games, and we would put our own intros on the other people's things. It's all terribly looked down upon today, like a lot of the stuff that we did. I wouldn't look down if we were actually cracking this stuff, and occasionally we did crack things, but a lot of times what we did was just get other people's cracked games and then put our names on it, which is really lame thing to do. And so, I mean, my only defense would be that I was pretty young. So anyway, here is a OKK demo. It says demo 1990 OKK. So we were so worried. Let me turn this down just a tad. We were so worried that people would figure out who we were, and that we would get arrested for putting our names on other people's cracked games or whatever. And so when we formed the OK Crackers, we each took separate aliases. So Klaatu became Paladin, and which is funny because I don't see his name on here, which would be weird. Why would his name not be on here? I don't remember a time when he was not in the group. But I was like, here's a name nobody has ever used at BBSs before. I will be Metallica. And so that was my alter ego just for the OK Crackers. And then Beetlejuice was a guy that we met that Beetlejuice was just a guy who liked to buy beer and do things like that. And who's Neuromancer? I don't even know who that is. But definitely down there it says something about 8-Ball. Like I saw 8-Ball down there. Like I'm looking at the names. I don't know. And this is, I guess, just a one-screen demo. That doesn't seem to be... Oh, no? Let's see if it does something else here. OK Crackers demo released March of 1990. The current members are Metallica, Beetlejuice, and Neuromancer. I really don't know who Neuromancer is. What would have happened? Why would Paladin not be in this? I don't remember that happening at all. Let's see what BBSs are here. The Enterprise BBS. Buzzard's Treehouse. OKK kicks ass. No one comes close. So, none of us knew how to program this stuff. The third page of our demo. Here's our greeting list. Greetings to Paladin, Picard, all members of UFC, Songman, Earth Angel. I feel like these names are made up. I don't know. Booger? It's not Booger Red. That's a joke from one person in here. Wolverine. You had to go back and do all this. So this was actually made with a program that would capture everything you typed. Just basically, you would type whatever, and it would just capture the motion and everything, and then it would save it as a program. So it was not. This is not any programming skill at all. Don't count us out for the count yet. I was not. This is pre English degree. Let's see. In March of 1990, this would have been my junior year of high school. Metallica. Bet there's going to be a lot of signature stuff going on. I like seeing my name. Then and now. Look at this. Woo! Fancy. Go backwards. OKK in 1990. Oh boy. That's the end of the demo. I mean, I can't believe that would be Neuromancer, because then we would just say Paladin, you know? Here's the thing. It's so... Oh, look, this is the Enterprise. So, I'll tell you about the Enterprise BBS here in a second. Like everybody knows, I was the ringleader of this little group of miscreants. Everybody knows that, like, I'm sure you've been around kids and you're like, wow, kids are so immature, or kids are annoying, and kids are all these things, right? I mean, I'm not talking about, like our kids, but, you see, like, you go to a school function and you're like, oh my gosh. And so then you think, boy, I wasn't like that. Like me personally, I wasn't like that. But I have this entire part of my childhood captured on computer disks. Like I have captures of sequential files. I have text files, and I read them, and they are super cringeworthy. And you go, wow, I was an annoying little kid. I just don't remember it from that perspective. You know what I mean? Let's see what this... So this is the... Oh, look at that. It's the Enterprise. So now at a time when Commodore 64s did not really have hard drives. I mean, there were hard drives, but they were super expensive. The lieutenant colonel at the time of this, hey, creepy dead boy. Well, welcome. Glad that you dropped in the channel. Let's see, in 1990, at this time in 1990, before, I'd have been 16, I guess, right around this time, 15, 16. So there was only like one or two BBSs I knew of that had hard drives, Commodore 64 boards that had hard drives. And if I remember correctly, the 10 meg Lieutenant Colonel hard drive was $7.99, and if you got the 20 meg, it was $11.99. So it was $1,200 for a 20 meg hard drive. So there weren't many around. There weren't many BBSs that had hard drives. But there were these two brothers that lived at the end of Paladin's Street. And their dad had passed away or something. I don't remember the whole story, but basically they came into some money. And one was in high school. One was like a year older than me. One was a year younger than me. But they came into some money, and the first thing they did was they went and bought a 20 meg hard drive, and they had this BBS, and they put it up, and it was called the Enterprise BBS. And so they said, they hit me up and they hit Paladin up and said, you guys could be on the Enterprise BBS, but you have to pick Star Trek names. So, I mean, I always feel like that I was always Jack Flack, but I wasn't always Jack Flack. On some of these things, I was also Metallica. But then on the Enterprise BBS, when it came up, I had to be Chief O'Brien to be part of the Enterprise. So, and this, I was Chief O'Brien. I guess that's all this demo does. It's got this phone number. I really wanted to pause it when it was up. Oh, yeah, so it says 670. So the thing about the Enterprise BBS that's interesting is that the Enterprise, the older brother, went off to college and basically left all the hardware for the younger brother who didn't really want to run the BBS. And so he essentially gave all the hardware to Klaatu, who was also Paladin, who was also some other name on the Enterprise BBS. And so we took the BBS over, we renamed it, and it became the Ware Shop BBS, and it was the home of the OK Crackers. I don't know what this demo is here. This is obviously made with the same whatever demo engine. It's just a demo for another dopey BBS. The only reason I was Chief O'Brien is because my last name was O'Hara, and so I didn't know any Star Trek people, and so they were like, "Well, just be Chief O'Brien." I said, "Okay." So I didn't really know anything about Chief O'Brien. Dungeon demo. Then what is this? This is another demo. So these are all just demos made with the same basic engine. So what you would do is, now if you had obviously to make a demo, if you wanted to be super, super cool dude, then you got a guy in your group who knew how to program in assembly, and he would make you a super demo. But if you were not super, super cool, what you would do is find one of these demo makers, which is what we would find, which would just allow you to put the text in and allow you to put in any picture you want and allow you to make sprites, and it would generate a demo for you. This demo was created with the demo designer too. Well, this is lame right off the bat. I hope we didn't release something that said that it was released with a demo designer. So the thing is what you would do is you found a demo maker and you would release demos, but you would hang on to that demo maker and not give it to anyone because, you know, you didn't want other people putting out demos that were the same as your demo. I assume this is going to reveal some sort of picture. Probably some sort of ad or something like that. This says Invincible Cracking Service, which was not us, but it was another local, oh no, Thunderbird Cracking Services. TCS. That's true. I'm sure this was a pirated copy of Demo Designer 2. Could press spacebar there. Galen, yes. So Galen was another guy in our little circle. So everybody had their own. You had to have your own little clique. Acid demo. We're about to try another disc here. These are getting kind of old. But I could tell by the size, like if you look at Dungeon demo and Enterprise demo and that other demo, they're all basically the same size, so you can kind of tell that they're probably, you know, and also being on the same disc, they're probably, you know, made with the same software. I'm just waiting. I have my hands on the reset button because I'm just literally waiting for the one that's, you know, pops up with the girlies or something. I don't know what this one. Oh. Your wish has been granted. Pretty easily run our own club off of this. Well, there you go. If you ever need me to digitize or run a dance party in your house, I will just bring my SX64. We'll hook it up to a projector and we'll just run that demo and let it run for hours and hours, and people will dance the night away. Hey, if we have a dance party at Boat Fest, which is coming up, of course, the volume was low on that one, so now I gotta play with levels again. F. Welcome to the Dungeons Mega Demo. Hello, the Dungeons. Created on April 13th, 1990. Sorry, Metallica. I just couldn't let you have the only kick-ass demo out there, Demo 90 OKK. I just had to slap one together. Jeez, I hope the glue sticks anyway. On with the demo. Hit space. I don't know who this would be. Call the Dungeon and Strychnine. Well, my demo had better music. Your demo stinks, Dungeon. "324. That's a Yukon number. That's in my little neighborhood. I mean, my little suburb. Oh, by Galen. Okay. Welcome to the dungeon. So this is obviously the same, this demo maker. I remember this would be, I think it was called Intro Maker. And so you would type in your text and it would just automatically do this. And you would pick what color you wanted for your color raster thing or whatever. We should call this, let's get Galen on the phone. I'm guessing that's not his phone number anymore. His BBS is up 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, 53 weeks a year. 2 megs! The best underground BBS ever. I want you to think about a time when you would brag to people that you have 2 megs of storage. And to get 2 megs, what would you do? I mean, is that a hard drive at that point? No, if I'd done this one, I would have greeted myself about 8 more times. Commands while reading. Restart music, text restart, pause, and space. I bid you welcome. Welcome to the Dungeon Mega Demo. Boy, we're a bunch of kids full of ourselves, aren't we? Credits. Galen. Well, see, this guy's an amateur because he told everybody he used all these tools. I didn't tell people I used tools. Well, the dungeon is better. Okay, well, nobody cares about this guy's board, really. Well, this is a fun little disc. It's like a little time capsule, you know. I don't know why I have 2 copies of Arc Demo. You shouldn't be able to have 2 files with the exact same name. So I wonder what I did to do that. I wonder if this space here is different. That's interesting. That's the most interesting thing on the disc is that I somehow modified the BAM to get that in there. Also, you can see that there's a file there called raster stripes, which is probably some ML routine to get raster stripes, which I used to make the other demos. Ooh, that's the Gauntlet music there. Howard James, attorney at law. I wonder if that's Galen. Oh. Break into the dungeon. Oh, so it was an Arkanoid demo. I see. Okay, well, these demos are terrible. Your demos stunk, Galen. We're going to call an attorney on you. It's your own phone number. I should have kept track of which disc that was. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, there's more demos, but I'm done with demos right now. Wait a second. I want to see if I can load these. Oh, here's something cool. So I was just telling you that the Enterprise BBS became no, that was definitely Gauntlet's music. Let's see here. So this says Demo Klaatu WS, which would be Ware Shop. So I wonder if this is the one that talks. There's one that talks. That was kind of cool. Let's see if this is it. says call the Wear Shop BBS. But the scroll is messed up at the bottom. It does say it was done with a voice digitizer and video digitizer. So Klaatu was 20 years older than all of us. And so he had a real-time job, and because of that, he had access to real-time money. And so he could buy hardware that we couldn't. In case you can't make it out, he says, for the best, call the best. The Wear Shop BBS. 405-670-2287. So, that is a, I mean, this blew people away. And that is, that's Klaatu. So let's, I'm going to mute the desktop audio just so I can actually turn it down. So he had converted part of his garage to being a computer room. And this is his computer room. And I sat in this room probably, I don't know, 50 times. And so to the left of this desk area was more desk space. And I would bring my computer over to his house, and I would set mine up on the left, and his would be right here on the right. He was the librarian of a local user group. And so, anyway, that brings back a lot of memories just seeing that picture, actually. Well, there you go. That's funny. I enjoyed seeing that. So it was funny that with definitely with PCs, not so much Apple, but PCs, like PC boards would be like, we don't have a pirated area and pirates be gone, you know. And then if you knew a guy who knew a guy, he'd be like, oh, okay, well, there is actually a little pirate area, but you got to know a guy and do this and that, you know. But Commodore boards, like we had our board was called the Wear Shop BBS, where you call for the best stolen goods. Like Commodore boards were not about hiding the fact that they were all basically just, you know, full of wares. That was not, nobody would seem to be worried about it. Welcome to another demo from the Dudes in Arson. So there's a lot of Arson demos on these, but Arson is not a local group to me. So I wonder how I got all these. Oh, check those sprites out. Look at that. I just want to double check. If there was one that had a phone number or something here, but I don't think these guys were local to me, so I don't know why I have so many demos from Arson. some of these demos don't act 100% correct on emulators. Some of them use what they call illegal opcodes that emulators just don't. Well, the thing is, they're doing things that you weren't supposed to do with code. And so the emulators don't handle all those codes. But they're, they're 99% whatever accurate. I'm just going to blow through this one. More of the... there's a lot of scrolls. You could sit there, and I think I've mentioned this before, but I would, when I was doing homework, look at that band. And if you notice, like that scroll, the second one down, the one that's doing the wave thing, notice how it goes behind those characters and then it goes in front of the characters. So it's warping, it's doing a spiral scroll around that, which is a nice, just a very little minor effect, but a nice little touch. Anywho. Lots of cool stuff. I'm trying to look for any more local stuff. Oh, this is what I wanted to see. I don't know if these run or not, or if you have to have a an actual viewer for doing these. But again, there were lots of demos that were. Okay, so these are all things that were done. So look down there at the bottom. It says Captain Kirk, something, Fireball. It's just barely legible. And part of the problem was we would get these demo makers that were for PAL machines, but that was all we had, so we would do these. So what happened was I took my AD&D manuals over to Klaatu's, and then he would scan them in, scan in pictures. Oh no. Well, that didn't work. I don't know. These may not work. I don't know. Oops. These might not work in an emulator. But so what we did was we would take my manuals over there and then scan them in. Or, we scanned in a bunch of pictures and then put them in, because we would convert them to Koala Pad. And then you could clean them up and color them in. And then we could import them into these demos. But it doesn't look, well. Yeah, so Incubus was another one of Klaatu and Paladin's names. But that just doesn't seem to be that impressive. Man, I really wanted this, the dragon one to work. This one is so small. I can't imagine it's going to look very good. So I want you to imagine like how excited you would be if you called a BBS and then you downloaded that file, and then when you got it and you were all done, you're like, wow, I downloaded a picture of the Earth. Somebody drew the Earth and I downloaded it. I wonder what that's from. That's obviously from a book, a drawing, a something. I don't know what it is though. But yeah, boy, I really wanted that dragon one to work because that's one we did. What's funny is that picture that you posted, Mac Apples, probably, the little tiny image there is probably takes up more space than what these pictures take up on the disk. Yeah, Vice just crashed. Do you want, let's hit cancel. No, it's just not. Wah, wah. Oops. All right, let's see what else we got in this little section of discs. But it is really like just going through your childhood a little bit, you know, looking at early stuff. Ooh, here's something called... Oh, nope, that's what I know I can't do. Hold on. There's some on here I can do, but there's one or two that I see. Okay, so this is the Digiplayer. Okay, so this is all actually the code. This is all the machine language or the code that we use to actually like pull the pictures and display the pictures. And do all that. That one's off. This one I don't know what this is, and that it says Amiga Force. Well, it's what we've been talking about, Drone Doctor, is like I never wrote one from scratch. I only like used other programs and stuff like that. But we had guys in our group that could. We had a guy who went by Brand MacMorn. Okay, this says it's an Amiga emulator for that. Oh, look at that. How silly is that? Oh, look how broken it is. I wonder if that's a PAL NTSC thing. There's a much better Boeing for the Commodore 64 than this. That's silly. Yeah, I will pull that up. Well, that was not good. Let's see. Oh, that one that says DigiDemo WS. I wonder if that's the same Where Shot BBS demo. We'll check that too. So the Young Guns was Paladin's other kind of thing. On this is list of long distance numbers. So I think probably, yeah, see it says the new kids on the Oklahoma BBSC. Judge us by what we do. I think the Young Guns was us too. I don't remember. Maybe the Young Guns wasn't us. I don't know. So Clad 2 and I, Clad 2 and I hooked up because I was on probably 50 or 60 BBSs, and so Clad 2 wanted to do all this stuff, but he was an adult, so he had like a full-time job, and had stuff to do. But I would come home from school and I would call every single BBS and that. So I was like, I don't like to think of it this way, but in one way, in one way, if you thought about it, like he would have been Chuck D, and I would have been Flavor Flav. So I was like the hype man, you know what I mean? I was the guy that would go on BBSs and I would be like, like saying, hey, the OK Crackers, we need this, we need that, we're the best, all this. I didn't have a clock. And so then what would happen is, so one of the things that he did was he would call long distance and get games, or he was also a member of one of these rental places where you would rent software, mail order. And so he would get the software and then we would, so we had a third guy that could possibly crack games, but a lot of times we just used utilities that were already out there and to remove copy protection. So we would get an unmolested copy of the game, take the copy protection off, and now we had an unprotected copy, right? So then he would give it to me, and then I would use all these goofy tools. I'm going to go out of this just because it's not Oklahoma, but let me go find something here real quick while I'm talking. So then what would happen is he would give it to me and be like, hey, go, okay, here we go. Wow, I just found one right off the bat. Okay. Well, this is an example. I mean, this, like I said, I'm not proud of everything that we did, you know. But then what would happen is, like, then I would put our name at the beginning, but a lot of times I would just take graphics that I found at other places and add our name to it. So it wasn't like I was drawing stuff or coming up with art. I was just stealing things or whatever. Now, you could tell this is an intro that was done by Paladin and not me. How can you tell? Because his name is before mine. So this is a copy of the game Mental Blocks, which I think is a Tetris-style game. Also, I could tell you that font is hideous, and I would never use that font. So I can definitely tell you this is not my work. But it says OKK Presents. Again, that was the Oklahoma Crackers, the OK Crackers. Presents Mental Blocks. And then it says Paladin, Metallica, Amber Dawn, and Hobbit. Amber Dawn was a friend of his who we knew on the BBSs, and there was so much drama surrounding this person. And when I go back, I've looked at some of these things, and I have like captures of long arguments and fights that I had with this person. And like me as an adult, I don't remember her at all. Broken by the OK Crackers. So this is one that I think we actually did strip the protection off of, you know. But there was this other guy, and the story's not, it's barely worth telling, but there was another guy who did not like us for some reason. And this lady, and you got to think about this too, is that most of the people in these stories are in their mid to late 30s. And I was not old enough to drive. So I was, you know, a kid stuck in adult drama. But this lady was friends with both Paladin and the guy that didn't like us. And so she would go back and forth and say, this is still loading, but I'm going to speed it up here a little bit. And she would say, do you know what they said about you? Oh, do you know what he said about you? Like for somebody, an adult, to be doing that is very strange. Okay, let's see. Use joystick to select game. Press fire button to start. I'm trying to see which one I have selected. They're not lit up very well. I saw it. Here we go. I'm trying to get the one that looks most like Tetris. Oh my gosh. The thing is, none of the buttons rotate the piece. Surely this isn't a version of Tetris where you can't rotate the pieces. Oh, fast drop fire button. Oh, up and down. There we go. Wow. I like a good game. Where's Pinback when you need him? Pinback is my Tetris guy. I like a game of Tetris that gives you a half an hour to think about where to put each piece. Although you do have to think about, the only thing I have to think about is it's so counterintuitive that the button is fast drop. And not, well, what have I done? What have I done to myself here? Well, that's a bad spot for that, and a bad spot for that, huh? Come on, straight pieces. Oh, that's not a straight piece. Oh boy. I should have been paying attention at the beginning. Oh, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea. Oh yeah, can I get over there? Okay, we'll do that. Am I missing the thing that says what the next piece is going to be? Where's that? Get ready. Why did that sound like the beginning of pole position? Get ready. Bang. I mean, this is the world's slowest Tetris. Start your engines. I mean, it's not bad looking, but like I could go, oh, here, I'd like a drink. Oh, let's see. I was going to sort some things. Check the mail. Oh, here comes another piece. Oh, boy. I really wanted that to be the other direction. Come on. There we go. Oh, well. We're going to have to do that. That's okay. Boy, oh boy. Tetris has come a long way. There are some good Tetris games. And this is a Tetris game. Anyway. Oh no. Oh. Over-rotated. Fortunately, I had a... Oh, no, this is bad news. Oh, boy. Bad choice. Let's just bury that gap. T-spin, come on. Oh, no. Whoops, the machine reset. I don't know what happened there. I was so close to winning. Let's see. So that was about 5:30. So we'll go back a few more discs and see what we can see here. Takedown. Looking for... here's some more OKK stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that says letter OKK, but I can't do that without I'd have to screen that. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Look at that. So look at the directory. Look what we've done here. It just keeps saying Metallica, 8-Ball, Beetlejuice, Neuromancer over and over. And then there was a trick. If you went in and modified the directory track, and you could point the last sector of the directory back to the first sector, and that's what I've done. So this directory will just load forever. That's a naughty trick to do to people that are trying to look at your crack games. Are you any key to load Rally Challenge OKK? Now this is my work. That looks like a graphic I would do. Broken by the OK Crackers. Now that looks suspiciously like something that was used with a memory cartridge, like a flash cart, or not a flash cart, but a ice pick or super snapshot or something like that. That's kind of what this seems to resemble. But those graphics, that's the kind of stuff I used to do. I wouldn't use that crappy font that was on that other one. That was terrible. You got to put out quality work when you're in a group as prestigious as the OK Crackers. So, the thing is that we just did a lot of tricks and sleight of hand and illusions to make us look like what the other guys were doing. I'm not sure that I fully understood that we weren't doing what the other guys were doing. But we weren't. I mean, not to the scale that those guys were doing. Joystick, hello. Another fine release by the OK Crackers. Red Car, Player One. There we go. Skill level 0, position 0, credits 3. Am I in the right joystick port? Maybe not. Nope. Okay. I guess this would be where I would buy things or something, but let's just go. Oh no. It appears that acceleration is performed by the computer. Oh no. Now we got it. What does the button do? I don't know what the button does. The button doesn't do anything. I was kind of hoping the button might be a brake. Okay, back is brake. Maybe the button is used for a special... Boy, just everything you touch. These cars are just made of fiberglass and explosives. Alright, here we go. If you tap the brakes, you just stop. Where am I at? Oh, I'm over here. Oh. Yeah, I mean, if you at Boat Fest, if I offer to be your designated driver, you should pull up this clip and say no, no, no. I mean, it'll just be me, you, in a ditch, exploded in 10 seconds or less. I mean, there's... Where am I? Oh, why would I start up there going the wrong way? It's very hard to get over the little bridge thing because it shoots you at a weird angle. You have to be almost dead center to make it over the bridge. Oh, look at that. I did it. Where'd I go? Oh, there I am. I mean, I don't feel like a win is winning the race. I feel like a win is making it once around the track without exploding. Get off me, you dum-dum. Why did I stop? Why did I start over there? This game has more questions than answers, my friends. Oh, I think I went so long it didn't expect me to go that many seconds without dying. And so the sound just quit. It was like, man, you couldn't have made it 30 seconds. Oh boy. Yeah, Aaron, I will say, like in one breath, I should never, I mean, if I ever say I'll be the designated driver, you should not believe that. You've been eliminated, but my car's just running forever. Game over. Fortunately. Another fine OKK. Okay, crap. You know what I should do at some point is separate out all the OKK stuff just so I can find them. Let's see what else we got here. That's a demo. Okay, so here we go. So this would be interesting. Someone, I think it was Drezu, said something about, let's see, what disc are we on? 503, 504. This should have, so this is a later in the 500s term program. And again, I think it was Aaron's younger brother who said something about BBSs. It was like, well, there weren't that many BBSs and this and that. And it really, it's not, I'm not calling him out. I'm not making fun. I'm not doing anything like that. But it's just a perception based on age, right? There were hundreds and hundreds of BBSs in my area code, which Oklahoma City is not the... now, by the way, I don't particularly remember using a term program that had an intro like that, and so this may not be one that I use. But what I was looking for is, let's see, dialer, auto dialer, phone book. Yeah, so this is... Oh, look, there's a voice mailbox. Whoops. So this would have been a voice mailbox that was probably hacked. So this would have not been a computer number. What this was is, so this is literally voice mailbox like you would call and leave messages. But if you could hack one and get the access code, which the code for this one was probably 1948, then you would call that, and then you could do that, and then you could go in and people would leave messages for each other. So you could call a 1-800 number, but you know, you could call a 1-800 number and leave messages for other people that were long distance, or sometimes you could get a thing and you would get everybody like on a party line or something. Long stories. So yeah, that's not one that I would have used for necessarily for calling a bunch of BBSs. Let's see. Let's find us another disc here. Let's see. We were at the beginning of the 500s. This is a OKK release. I really don't remember having any sort of split with Paladin. Now, I will tell you. See, here we go. Look at this. OK Crackers, Transputer, OKK, Paladin and Metallica. This definitely looks like probably one that he did because his name's first. Call Folk Vanguard, which was another BBS. Let's take a look and see. Like I said, I can spot my work versus his work very, very easily. Yeah, this is a super snapshot thing. This is probably one that he did. But yeah, the term program that I used had slots, I think, for 40 phone numbers, and then I would put another copy of the term program on the backside just to put more phone numbers. So instead of having to load or dial, numbers or whatever, and then like that program, CCGMS, I don't remember if TouchTerm did it or not, but what you could do is you could tag 10 BBSs and say call, because they would have, it would be busy. And so it would just sit there and call BBS, BBS, BBS. And then it would get to one that wasn't busy. Okay, let's see here. Welcome to the world of Transputer Man. I don't know what this is. Brought to you by OK Crackers. Members are Paladin, Metallica. See, whoever cracked it or released it put their name first. Paladin, Metallica, The Hobbit, and the Maverick. So I think the Maverick was Bran McMorn, but just with an updated name. Call the OKK headquarters Folk Vanguard BBS. This would have been very early because this would have been before the Wares Shop BBS or the Enterprise. Special greetings to Odin, who was one of the guys that ran in that Folkvanger Megamania group. Captain Kirk, Titan. So Misty is Mysteria, which was the Amber Dawn girl. Tobor, Rastan, and Rocket Ranger. I don't know who any of those people are. One of the hardest parts about tracking any of this stuff is, I'm trying to speed this up, but Transputer main doesn't seem to be transputing. Oh, there we go. Press a button. Is that so much of this stuff is like false information. You know what I mean? Like, I have definitely found demos and stuff that are like from one person greeting me and then me going, I know that's me, you know, or, you know, releasing demos from people. I don't know if this game is working necessarily. This might have had some sort of disk issue or something when I moved it over. I still do have all my old original floppies, and so, but you know, they're just getting older every day. Let's see. Let's find one more OK Cracker release. I bet there's some right around here. Really, I just want to find one that works again. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And the good thing is, it's a whole disc I can't show. But you know what? Maybe I wonder if Boatfest, maybe we could do a adults only show, and I'll show some things late at night. Dr. Court King Tut Nintendo demo. I hate to go out on another disc of demos, but you know what? We'll 514. All right, we'll remember that. Okay, so I don't think this is OKK stuff, but we got a couple of discs here to look at. So 514 and what else? Oh, this is a fun game. Again, it's not an OK Cracker, but we'll look at that. Okay, this is what we'll do. All right. Well, let's look at these demos first. Let's see if there's anything good in here. Yeah, once the bar is open after 10 p.m., we'll see. The Atlantic Wares Express. This is terrible. Okay, well, yikey. GR Court King Tut pick. That sounds harmless enough. Am I supposed? You know what? I wonder if this is. Oh, look. So you got to pull down with the joystick. So this was obviously supposed to look like the Amiga King Tut picture, and then it has a D-Paint, a fake D-Paint screen. That's funny. I mean, if you know what it is, that's funny. There you go. Not quite as good as the Amiga. What was that called? Ham? The hold and modify mode? I don't know what these Nintendo things are here that say demo. I don't get your hopes up. I suspect they're text or something. Yeah, that's what I thought. Nintendo tips. Spy Hunter, power up. Hold. to the right, press B, then A, press start. Someone really spent the time to do this. Okay, that's terrible. So the thing is, on a lot of these BBSs, I don't know what this is. Sounds more like a utility than a demo. But so some BBSs, you had to upload something before you downloaded something, and so people would make crap like that, and then you upload. So you upload that, and now you've uploaded something, and then you could go straight and go straight to the downloads, and go download stuff. Self-dissolving links. Oh, okay. So it's going to try to extract something, but there's no way there's going to be enough room left on this disk. Let's warp through this. Yeah, now I have a disk error, so now I've probably just filled this disk up with everything. Yeah, I sure did. Yeah, I had an NES, and I got it very late in the game. I think I got my NES, well, it would have been after 1991, and the main reason I got it is so I could play Nintendo games while I was downloading Commodore games. I had them hooked up to the same monitor. All right, here's another Enterprise. Greetings to all who see this demo. This is to advertise for the Starship Arcadia. Call it. Oh, you need the number? Well, here it is. 216. Hey, it's a 216 area code. 100 megs lined up. Running CNET 4, and then I'm pretty sure this is not 216. I mean, it's pretty sure that's not 100 megs. There you go. Now listen to that music, though. Starship Arcadia BBS. Two 100 megs online. 2400 baht. That 100 megs does not seem very likely, given the time of this. We'll take a look at this. Then we had one more game lined up. Yeah, so this is all the stuff it was trying to extract. I'll have to move that file over to another blank disk and do that later. But I did see something right below here, and this would be a good one to take us out. And as a difference, it's actually it's a game. Let's see there. Nope. 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 How far down did I go? Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's fun to dig through, and the great thing is that all these discs came from my own area code, and so it's funny to see the people that I had that were friends. When I was writing Commodore, I looked up Paladin, a.k.a. Klaatu, a.k.a. whatever other names he used, Incubus, whatever. And at the very end, I think I don't remember if he changed his name to this or not. But anyway, I found his name listed on a website, his real name, and he was involved in like old Western interaction, like reenactments, like Gold Rush kind of things or whatever. And he was a member of some club or whatever. And so I called him and out of the blue, and I had not spoken to him in probably 20 years, And so I called him, and I won't say learned a lesson, but as I have found out, there are people, and there's no right or wrong. So there's no right or wrong. It's just the way people are. But when Steel Rat, who's I think is still here with us tonight, I asked him one time what happened to his Commodore stuff, and he was like, "It's gone. It's just my mom gave it away, or we gave it away, or something." But it's just I asked Andy what happened to his Commodore stuff, and he said, "Man, no idea. Like just no idea." And, when Andy asked me, he's like, "Well, I'm sure you don't know where your Commodore stuff is." I was like, my Commodore 64 I had when I was 12 is right there. All the discs I had are in a giant box sitting right there. I'm surrounded with all the stuff. When I play Commodore games over there, I use a joystick that I got when I was 12. So when I contacted Klaatu, I was expecting him to be a person like me in that he wanted, like, let's talk about the old days. Let's talk about all the stuff. And he was not that type of person. He was not a nostalgic person. Again, there's nothing bad against him. And we had an interesting talk, but as I would say, like, "Okay, you remember this?" And he would say, "No, I don't really remember." I was like, "This is a board you ran." He goes, just, and just not a nostalgic person and no memory for it at all. And it was kind of, it was a bummer, really, is the best way to say it, because I just thought he would have a great time reminiscing and sharing stories and sharing memories. And, one of the biggest, I don't know if you want to say problems, but with Commodore was that it was 100% written from my point of view with my memories, which I know are faulty. And not just faulty, but when a story is from your point of view, it may not be, the exact truth of what happened. It's just your perception of what happened or your memory of what happened. So I really reached out to a few people that were in some of the stories to try to collaborate collaborate and corroborate both of those things. Do I want infinite whips? I'm going to say no, but I'll probably regret it. Do I want infinite energy? No. Infinite time? No. I may reload this and try it all again. But he didn't have any of the memory. He didn't have any, was just not interested in the slightest, really, in talking to me. All right, theme song checks out. This is Indiana Jones 3. Oh. What am I doing there? I'm assuming, okay. Oh. I'm holding a torch. Oh. All right. I've got a torch. I feel like there's probably more stuff to explore. Can I go? Oh, yeah. There we go. Those are palm trees. They're dropping that. Stalactites, because they stick tight to the roof. Oh, Just walked into that one. Oh, I just tried to move, but I ducked. What is that? What hurt me? And then the lights went out. Oh! Oh! I just got a hatchet to the face. Oh, no. So if I jump... Okay. Oh, boy. I feel like, was there... Whoa! Who's that dude? Oh. Not a friend. What happened there? I died? Oh. Whoa! Whip that guy in the face. Throw me the idol. I'll throw you the whip. Okay, so I can't, even though it looks like I could go there, I really can't go over there. I just fell down a rope that I was hanging onto. Okay, so it does seem like the brightness is affected by my health. Jeez. Alright. Good place to pause. Nope. Alright. I just don't know what hurt me there, but... I know what hurt me there. Ew, boy. I am much better at the arcade game. Not so good at this one. Let's see if I can get past this dude over here. So what hurts me when I run through that? Do we know? I jump over that? No. Surprise! Okay, let's check our... Okay, there's a whip and a torch. Oh, a torch. Oh, boy. I mean, this seems pretty impossible. Oh, I see. So my torch is running out. And that's why it's continually getting darker. Oh, boy. Oh, I see. Oh, there was water. Oh. Oh, there's the water again. I'm starting right at the water. I like how it starts off with just hitting me with an axe for good measure. So if you... Okay. Let's try this one more time. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Okay. Down. Up. Down. Up. Okay. Up. Up. Oh boy. The old torch is going. I guess my torch ran out. Yay, yay, yay. This is tough. Dumb water. Well, there you go. I think Indiana Jones is going to take us out. Really am like the Indiana Jones of Commodore games, but not the one that goes and finds treasure. I'm more like the one where he's hurt and he's too sore to go out because he's old. That's the Indiana Jones I am. Who made it to the end? All of you. Everybody who made it to the end gets their own golden idol. So congratulations, of course, to Aaron Amigos Retro Gaming, the #1 mod in the business. We got Buck Owens, Commander Root, I think, who we've determined is a bot. We got Commodore Chronicles in the house, Creepy Dead Boy, who listened to an old episode of Sprite Castle, which all of you should do, and then come and join the fun. Go listen to the new episode of Sprite Castle that came out this week, where I cover Maniac Mansion. So go listen to that. Last week, I think it came out over the weekend. We got Drazoo always in the house, Graf Mao, Hercule Razmataz. That is a great name. Is it Hercule or Hercule? John Marshall 3, the #1 year man to go to for the card games in your life. Who else we got in here? Jay Palmer, Mac Apple, of course, Maddie and Son. How cute. Petzel, KZ9 Zap, one of the latest Patreon supporters. Petzel knows things you don't know because he's a Patreon supporter and he gets behind the scenes information. After this stream, I'm going to go right to Patreon and post something that's a secret. Can't tell you. Only Patreon people will know. We got Picard up in the house. Shell Schlock. Spike Trap Claire. That's cool. Steve Burtz, Tippins, Tiz Cloud, Virgo Praz, Snow Dog, and Zerfall. I want to say Zodiac, which is a Barry Sobel joke from the 80s that nobody will get. And who could possibly forget the one and only Steel Rat 666, the man who was there with me during all my Commodore adventures back in the 80s, and is still there today and still puts up with my nonsense. Buck, the wife's doing great. No residual effects from getting sprayed in the face with gasoline at a gas pump and going to the emergency room. Just seemed to be like a one-time deal. So thanks everybody. This week we're doing You Don't Know Flack, and let me tell you this real quick. On You Don't Know Flack, I'm gonna turn off this music. That's the end of Indiana Jones. On You Don't Know Flack, on all my podcasts, I accept questions from my 16-bit Patreon supporters, and I will answer them on a podcast. And you know, I'll put that in the intro, so someone will ask me a question, and I will answer it, you know, before the show starts, basically. But I had a patron ask me 2 questions. One was, have I ever traveled out of the country, which I didn't have a spectacular answer to. But number 2 was, have I ever gone on a train trip? And so that basically answered that kind of became the next episode of You Don't Know Flack. And so probably Thursday's not a great recording day for me anymore, but Friday is. So maybe Friday I'll put that together. So we may see that released on Friday. But that is going to be the topic of the next You Don't Know Flack. So we'll be talking about a train trip that I took across the country. It was very exciting and full of adventure, and you'll hear all about it on the next episode of You Don't Know Flack. And don't forget, we're back on schedule. So last week, the first week of the month is Sprite Castle. Second week of the month is You Don't Know Flack. Third week of the month is Like a DOS. where I play and review DOS games. So when we stream next week, we'll probably play an old DOS game. I don't have one picked out yet, but we'll probably play something, and that's something that I'll be reviewing on Like a DOS. And then the fourth week of the month, Cactus Flax, the show in which hold on, let's pull something up here. If you stayed to the end, you deserve a little something extra. So let's go. robohera.com/arcade. And if you go to robohera.com/arcade, you will find this very outdated website that I set up a million years ago. And if you click on games, you'll be taken to this list right here, which is a list of every arcade game I ever owned. Now, these are all Neo Geo cartridges, but down here, these are all the arcade games that I own. Now, this is unfortunately not a complete list. Every now and then I'll run across a game that I used to own that's not on the list. And so, like, I'll find a picture and I'll go, oh, I remember that. And some of them obviously were favorites that I enjoyed. I mean, here's Karate Champ, and you could click on all these and you can see the pictures. If you want, you can make the pictures really big, and you can make it really big and see all the stuff. This is not a well-designed website, but it is a good archiving. I kept track of how much I paid for the machines and where I bought them from and when I sold them. I tried to keep track of all that information. So for Cactus Flax, what I'm doing is I'm doing a podcast about every machine that I ever owned. Now, this list is alphabetical, and I'm not doing them alphabetical. I'm doing them chronological in the order that I purchased them. And so there will only be, I think there's going to be 50 episodes, and that's as many as there will be. So I think next week is like 16 or 17. If you go to podcast.robohera.com, and you could click right here on Cactus Flax, and I don't know if you could read that, but right here you can see every episode. See, we'll be on episode 13, and the last episode was Karate Champ, which I think was 2 months ago. So if you're familiar with WordPress, if you click down here on Cactus Flax, you go to the category. Of course, I just started adding pictures to them, but like if you click on Sprite Castle, you would get all the posts and every podcast that I've ever recorded. It's not true, but every podcast that I've ever published that's in these categories is still online. So if you want to go back through the archives, you can go download these old, go listen to the old episodes and go through them. So let's see what's on here. Cactus Flax, Like a DOS. And if you click up on these, you just get the list of episodes, so you can jump to episodes. So that's all what's up here. Plus, you get information. This is the whole history, the old things of the podcast. This is Commodore 64 ringtones, which I know Amigo Aaron has taken advantage of. And I used to have them in a whole bunch of different formats, but I just made them MP3s so you could change it. But these are MP3s that I took from games that I reviewed. See, Amigo Aaron still uses Airwolf as his ringtone, and here it is right here. If you listen to this, he's going to think his phone's going off. And I tried to make them in loops, links that made sense for a ringtone. This is the song that we all know that needs to be played at my funeral. This is the Commando High Score song. As I'm taking my casket away, taking my casket and hauling it away. That will be the theme that they play. And then someone can just put my initials on a big board. But further down the list, down here are phone alerts, text messages, things you can use for if you get a new email. I believe, let me see if the one that I use is on here. That's the exit the gauntlet. I actually use a gauntlet sound from the arcade for mine, but here's Jumpman sounds. Those all work great for email notifications or text messages. I just saw something from Labyrinth. I don't remember that being in Labyrinth. Return of the Jedi, Theme 3. I'm not sure I'd want to hear that every time I got a text. I might have to make that a little shorter. Lots of Sword of Fargoal here. Wonder Boy jumps. That's great. I love Wonder Boy. ER Kung Fu. Do I have Paradroid stuff in here? No, but I will put some. I've reviewed Paradroid, so I can put some of the stuff. What is the LOA? I don't remember what these are. Jumpman. Donkey Kong Jr. alerts. That's from the Commodore, baby. Yeah, Jumpman's such a great game. Jumpman, Jumpman Jr. That wouldn't be too bad for an email alert. It's a little long. That's a good one. That'd be a good one for a text message. So anyway, these are all available on here. This is just something fun. Oh, look at this. Here's a ringtone. I thought for sure that was going to be the digitized Skate or Die song. No. Oh, here we go. But I did try to make them all where they loop and make sense. So anyway, that's on here. Of course, there's information about the Patreon. Oh, and look, this is something that's relatively new as of last month. This is all my Patreon supporters have all been memorialized here. Now, there is a news section here for binary bit supporters. This is the $2 a month, and I don't have anybody in this group yet in the $2 a month area, but I did have a couple people that were in the $4 a month request a slightly lower tier. If you go any lower than $2 a month, you're really just giving all your money to Patreon. And I would never see it. So if you want to give less than $2, then just find Patreon and just send them the money, because the people don't ever see it. But I know, let's see. You know what? There's a couple people that I think have different names that I can't call out, but I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people in this chat that are on here. In fact, where's a Petzel KZ9 Zap? Look at that right there. There's a lot of people. Didn't I see Dr. Drone? Robot Doctor, Drone Doctor right here. And this is these guys right here. This is the $10 a month people. I told this story on a podcast, and I think I posted about it. But I didn't have a UPS on this computer, and the power goes out here. I mean, my power flickers on and off once or twice a month. And so I got a UPS, and I bought and paid for it with Patreon funds. I was working on a podcast and saving it. I'd been working on it for hours, and I walked right out of the room, and the power flipped off, and our power went off for 2 hours. And for 2 hours, I did not know if it had saved that episode or if it was hosed, and I was going to have to redo it. It turned out that it had saved a second or two before the power went out. I mean, it was like that, but But anyway, so when, I don't know. Oh, by the way, they're not here, but Rick Reynolds and Paul Nermix, these are the guys that do the Intellivisionaries. Just lots of guys that have been around for a long time. This guy right here, Mr. Wacky. Wacky. That's all I can say. But lots of regulars from the crew, and some people, when you support somebody with Patreon, and this is how I am when I support somebody with Patreon, I don't care what they use the money for. It's like I'm just like, hey, I'm supporting what you're doing. I like what you do, blah blah. But when you're on the other side of that fence where I am, I always feel a little bit of responsibility of like trying to use it to make the show better. The mixing board, the mic upgrade, all that stuff has come from Patreon support. So anyway, I'm not on a Patreon soapbox, but and I have supporters that go, we don't care what you do with the money. But I do feel like I don't want to be like, oh, hey, I got paid by Patreon this month and now I'm going on a Coke binger. So I try to be a little bit more responsible. But let's see what else is on here. Twitch and YouTube info, which has link to Twitch and YouTube links. So basically anything. By the way, Throwback Reviews is on here. I wonder if at the strip club, if they'll take my my PayPal credit card. I could try that. Throwback Reviews. Let's see. Well, I have them all. They're all listed over there. But I started reposting the Throwback Reviews as we do them over here. Now, Throwback Reviews is the show that I do with my buddy Sean, where we review 80s movies, but we just haven't been able to line up our schedules. He's been super busy, and I've been busy. But the show's not dead, but it's just kind of waiting for us to be able to line stuff back up. You know what I mean? But it's certainly probably the biggest problem with Throwback Reviews is that Sean and I talk almost every day. And so it's not like where you have a relationship where you say, oh, we're going to get together once a month and we'll catch up and we'll talk about retro stuff. We talk about retro stuff every day. So then the release dates for doing shows keep getting pushed back and things like that. But and finally, I should mention up here at the top, this all info, history, links, feeds, that this has all this stuff. But this has the show schedule. It has what shows I do. Each one has their own RSS feed. Here on WordPress, they all have their own iTunes feeds, of course. But then there is one that people ask me about, which is this one, and this is a master feed, and so this feed contains all the other feeds, and it's also on iTunes or on WordPress. So if you want to hear all the shows, you can just subscribe to this one feed, and all those feeds. This is like basically a feed for the whole site. So all the shows, you would get those. And there's a lot of crossover between the shows, so people that like one tend to like all of them, but. And then these are frequently asked questions. And by frequently asked questions, they are questions that I asked myself one time. and then put answers for them. There you go. Anyway, this is all at podcast.robohara.com. So any information you need about the shows, you can find right here. So anyway, that's enough plugging stuff. Again, You Don't Know Flack will be out later this week. And I think that's everything I got. Don't forget Boat Fest is coming up at the end of June. Information for that is at boatfest.info. And it is being held in the town of Hurricane, West Virginia, the home of both of our boys, Amigo Aaron and Boat. If you listen to the Amigos podcast, you know those two fellas. But here's all the information, location, everything you need to know about Boat Fest. You can purchase tickets right here before they sell out. There's a schedule now. There's a schedule. I'm on the schedule. Look at that. How can I be on the schedule at dinner time on Saturday? 5 o'clock. My show's going to be me eating. I'm gonna have to play a game. We'll have to play an eating game. So anyway, that'll be a fun time. That's everything I got tonight, guys. So thank you all so much for coming out, and it gives me joy to know that you guys get some remote amount of joy talking about old games and digging through old discs and reliving some of these old memories. So thanks, everybody. I will see you all soon.